Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of the Civil Canadian. I'm Scotty V. Now we're going to be talking about Loki and Spider-Man No Way Home. So now before we get on to today's topic, make sure you leave a like and hit that subscribe button, and also make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Now, if you're wondering why I haven't posted any Loki reviews since episode 5, it's because I transferred those over to TikTok because I have a much more bigger following on TikTok, and obviously TikTok is not a they're not dicks like YouTube, and they don't just shadow ban you like, oh yeah, okay, we're not gonna push your video out. So TikTok, all my reviews will be going on there from now. My Black Widow is there as well, just in case if you're wondering. So YouTube is gonna be sometimes yes, sometimes no. It all depends on how things go. But if you're looking for my Loki review and my Black Widow review, they will be on TikTok. Okay, so now this is gonna be full on spoiler for Loki episode 6. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you save this video, like and subscribe, and then come back to it later. But if you haven't seen it, you should have seen it by now. It's already friggin' Sunday. So let's talk about it. Okay, so episode 6 is one of those episodes where it was more talkative. So not that much action. There was barely any action. It was more storytelling going back and forth. And a lot of theories on this episode was who was the main villain of the series. Now, I thought it was going to be some big twist that it was going to be actually Loki from another timeline, because in the trailer we got some footage of King Loki, right? But obviously none of that footage made it into the show. So what ended up being the big theory, Kang the Conqueror was actually in charge of the TVA, and guess what? He was. So whoever came up with that theory that Kang the Conqueror was in charge of the TVA, good on you, because you figured it out. So basically we get the reveal of Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror, but he is never referred to as Kang. He's been called the one who remains, Conqueror, but never the word King. And now this is a version of Nathaniel Richards from the 31st century. So we get that, but he never called himself Nathaniel Richards. He never mentioned anything about the Fantastic Four, nothing like that. But we're gonna have to talk about this episode because obviously King the Conqueror is the man in charge, and he was in controlling the sacred timeline, and as we were talking, as the people watching the show, Kang was talking about the sacred timeline and the multiversal war, which was very insightful because I'm not too sure about all this stuff, but he kind of dumbed it down for us guys. So basically he said there's other versions of me that were helpful, we connected with each other, helped each other with our technologies from different times. But then there are some that of my version that wanted to go on, conquer, and destroy. So what he did, the version we saw on the Loki show, was he wiped them all out and created this whole secret timeline. Now, when this episode started, the average viewer is not going to understand what's going on. So in the opening MCU intro, we got the song from Peggy and Steve Rogers at the end of Avengers Endgame. It's been a long, long time. Then sorts of other clips coming in here and there from throughout the MCU. Now, Sylvie, one of the variant Lokis, did kill Kang, but Kang said, I give you to you, you let me live, you be in charge of the TVA, you can do whatever you want with the timeline. But if you kill me, much more worse versions of me will arise. And I'm like, holy shit, what is this woman gonna do? She kills him. So that kind of gives you an indication that the moment that Sylvie killed Kang, or in Morbius, in something, I'm going to refer to him as Kang because there's different versions of him, but I'm going to refer him as, let's call him Kang 1. She kills him, and then you can see the sacred timeline that goes in a circle, right? Perfect circular sphere start to branch out. And then you see it on the screen that the TVA sees, and it's going in chaos. Now, the timeline's breaking out. Now, with that said and done, how does this relate to Spider-Man No Way Home? Because in Spider-Man No Way Home, we've been getting a lot of rumors about Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield possibly showing up in Spider-Man No Way Home. And now it makes sense because Kevin Feige did confirm that Spider-Man No Way Home is a multiverse film. But we didn't understand, how did Dr. Octopus show up? Because Alfred Molina spoiled the surprise. How Jamie and Foxx's Electro is going to show up. And apparently there's other villains like the Lizard and all that. I don't know if those are true or not. But how is this going to explain those characters from another universe, another film franchise, hopping over to the main MCU continuity? Well, thanks to Sylvie. Remember how Star-Lord ended up causing the Infinity Gauntlet and the whole snap? Sylvie did the whole thing. She unleashed the multiverse. So with that said and done, Sylvie is responsible for unleashing the multiverse and beginning the multiverse of madness. That's leading into Doctor Strange and the multiverse of madness. Because WandaVision was sort of a lead-in. Because I think WandaVision was supposed to happen, and then Doctor Strange, and then Loki. But it went totally 360 and it ended up going in a different direction. So with that said and done, Sylvie caused the multiverse, and that's gonna cause Alfred Molina's Doc Ock and Electro, and excuse me, and possibly Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield to pop in to the MCU because it makes more sense that way. And Spider-Man has to go to Doctor Strange and say, "Hey, I need your help," blah blah blah. But because in the plot leaks, it's like Doctor Strange does some magic spell voodoo crap, and tears a hole in reality, which causes them to come in from different universes. I don't know if that's true, but with the multiverse of madness, now you can cross over anything. Anything is canon now. You want to canonize the shitty Fantastic Four movie from 2015? You can, but I don't think they will. You want to canonize the Fantastic Four movie from 2005 with Jessica Alba and Chris Evans? Go for it. Anything is canon at this point. The multiverse has went straight. Like, it was crazy. Like, it went from one single strand to like a million of them. So that is going to explain how Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield do show up in Spider-Man No Way Home if they're in it. I'm pretty sure they're going to show they're going to show up. I believe they will. I believe more Tobey Maguire than Andrew Garfield, because Andrew Garfield, you know, the boy that cried wolf, that's what Andrew Garfield is. Like, no, I'm not in it. We get a trailer, we see all three of them together. Like, what the hell? What the heck is going on? So with that said and done, Loki just paved the way for the future of the MCU. And at the end of Loki, the TVA is different. Mobius doesn't remember what he is and all that stuff. So that's what's going to happen in Spider-Man No Way Home. At the beginning of the film, obviously they're going to deal with his identity, but he's not going to realize what's going on, because I don't think you can. I don't know how I can explain. Like, I don't know if you can actually see anything going on in the multiverse unless something actually comes in, like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man died, but then all the other Spider-Man came because of the Collider or whatever it's called. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see what Marvel does with Spider-Man No Way Home. We don't have anything. We've been only getting toys like Funko Pops, Marvel Legends, which I did pre-order my Funko Pops. Marvel Legends I can't find anywhere. But because of what happened in Loki, it's going to affect Spider-Man No Way Home, and it's a much more better explanation to how those other villains showed up, because Sylvie, like I said, unleashed the multiverse, and that's how everything can come in. Venom can come in now, and Spider-Man can go there. It makes total sense now. Kevin Feige did an interview earlier about Venom and Spider-Man and saying, hey, nothing's ruled out yet, anything can happen, which Loki, it kind of explained it. And Loki was my least favorite. Like, I'm going to tell you flat out, I was not excited for Loki, because Loki, what the hell are you going to do with Loki? Loki changed everything. We thought WandaVision was going to open up the multiverse. Boy, I was wrong. Loki changed everything. So now that explains everything, what's going on with Spider-Man No Way Home, because obviously I think they're going to have to go into the multiverse or whatever, but Marvel likes to go big with their third movies, and fourth movies, but Spider-Man is number 3. So now that explains why the villains will show up in Spider-Man No Way Home, because of the multiverse. Obviously there's going to be some other twists and turns that are going to go on with Spider-Man No Way Home. But with that indication, the villain, apparently there was like a plot like that the villains wanted to go home, and Spider-Man was the cause of everything, and Spider-Man can't defeat them, so they have to call a different version of Spider-Man that actually did face those villains in the past. So I don't know how it's going to go. We don't even have a trailer for this film yet. Like, we're already past 6 months. We're like 5 months away or whatever. What are we in July? Yeah, so we're about 5 months away from this film coming out, because today is Sunday, July 18th. We're exactly 5 months away from this film coming out, and we don't even have a trailer. I bet you anything, December 15th, 2 days before the film comes out, we're gonna get a trailer. I'm calling it. No, I'm just kidding. But I just want to see how everything works out, and Loki changed everything, and now it explains what's going on with Spider-Man No Way Home, because how can you explain Alfred Molina and Jimmy Fox coming back to play their roles from a different universe, and they're not originally from the MCU canon, they're from their versions of their films. So I'm excited to see what's going on in the future of the MCU. Loki is getting a season 2. I've been rambling on, so yeah, I'm excited to see what Loki has in store for us for season 2, and obviously this sets up the rest of the MCU going forward, in which Kang the Conqueror will be the next Thanos level threat. Obviously they're gonna do Galactus and a whole bunch of other things, but Kang is the next big bad. And Jonathan Majors, man, phew, phenomenal actor, that man. The way he brought that version of Kang, the more Shakespearean, like how Thor was in the earlier stages of the MCU. But man, Jonathan Majors as Kang is great. I'm glad they didn't give him a blue face. The thing is they can just put like a helmet on with a blue shield. They don't have to color him blue, but yeah, Jonathan Majors, great actor, great choice for Kang the Conqueror. So I'm excited to see what Marvel's gonna do with that character, and obviously all their future films, because I think Phase 4 is gonna be completely just multiverse and chaos. And DC is gonna be doing that too with the Flash movie, but I don't know how good they're gonna do it. Marvel did it. Like, DC announced it before Marvel ever did, and Marvel's already ahead of the game, if you know what I mean. So anyways, that's all I have for you today. Make sure you leave a like, share, subscribe. Let me know down in the comments if you've seen episode 6. What do you guys think of that finale? A lot of people didn't like it because there's no action, but now it makes sense for Spider-Man No Way Home and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Alright guys, see you soon. Be good. Take care. Brush your hair. See you in the next one.